Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Cappies in mid to late July? We are moving on into Leo season shortly. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Capricorn in mid to late July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have some fun, my good friends. We're going to see what the cards have for us this week. Okay, we will take it. Cool. All right, so this energy to me is either very, very chill or very, very busy, right? Especially with all this Libra symbolism. I usually like it. I always lean optimistic at first with this card, just like I do with most things. But this card can also be very, very busy too. So watch that you don't have too much on your plate. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, it's pretty lovely. We have this individual. He's standing right there. He's doing a little balancing act, a little yin-yang right on the chest. Libra symbolism right here on the bottom. So if you're connected to Libra, I mean, maybe this is them showing up prominently in the energy. Notice he has like these discs in either hand. So it reminds me of the Two of Pentacles within the tarot deck, which normally represents balance and harmony. So for some Capricorns, hopefully this is that nice neutrality, nice middle ground, where it's like, all right, things aren't too great, they're not too bad, we're like right down the center. Maybe there's something spirit wants you to take a neutral stance with when this card shows up. But again, normally I like it because it speaks about everything being in balance. So now could be a great time to bring anything or situation or even yourself into this nice balanced state. But just like the Two of Pentacles, what's the guy doing? He's balancing, he's juggling. So that's where that busy energy comes from, where it's like, I need to do this and I need to do that, and I'm doing this and that. My mind is in a lot of different places. So watch out you're not burning the candle from both ends when this card shows up, because it's like very busy, very preoccupied. So we're just going to put him down right there. I mean, maybe some of you like to stay busy, right? We're going to let him keep doing his balancing act. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies. What do we have in mid to late July? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Yeah, there was a little bit of funkiness in the energy, my friends. The reading was titled Beware of This Person. And again, I don't like to set off too many alarms in readings, but it did show a person that you might need to keep an eye on, or just like pay attention. I don't recall all the specifics, but I do remember that it showed up very strong throughout the whole entire reading. So just know energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. Maybe there is someone or something that you need to just keep an eye on. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going here. 3 cards for the Cappies, mid to late July. What do we got going on? What do we got? Okay, cool. Queen of Pentacles. That's one of your power cards. So I do like it. We're going to get her tucked in by the amethyst. Let's keep it going. Let's get a couple more here. Okay, I mean, I feel a little neutral about it. We have the Two of Swords in position number 2. This is something we're going to need to dig into a little bit deeper, that's for sure. Let's get one more, then we'll start piecing this together. What do we got for a Capricorn, please? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, the Death card. Don't get nervous about that. It's more of like a change or a shift of energy. I usually think this card can be very good. I'm a little biased because it has like scorpionic energy. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like it frames the reading and gives us a good foundation of how the energy flows. And believe it or not, a lot of this energy works very well with Capricorn vibes, right? We have Earth, your power element. We have water here on the back end, which again, that works very well with Earth. And then we have a little air in the center. Now, these could be all different things that we're looking at. Now, when it comes to Earth, I always say it represents results to me. It represents stability and security, whether it's internal or external. I think of routine. I think of day to day life. It's a very predictable type of energy. So I normally like Earth. It could deal with money, work, business, finance, right? So that busy energy I was talking about, Earth can really connect to that. The only downside to Earth is that it's a very slow mover. It's an energy that, like, once it shows up, it hangs around for quite a while. So we need to keep an eye. It could also be a stubborn type of vibe. Then in the center, we have air, totally different. Whereas Earth is very predictable, air not so much, right? Now, air does deal with like pragmatic thinking, deals with the mindset, it deals with perception and perspective. It's big when it comes to analysis, strategy, planning, also giving and receiving information. That's why swords and air is the suit of communication. The downside to this suit is that it could sometimes make us overthink, be in our mind a little bit too much, right? And it could sometimes also be cold and a little clinical. Then on the back end, we have water. So, like, again, everything balances each other off. When it comes to water, that's the heart space, right? That's the emotional world. So we have the heart and mind right here on the back end. Now, with water, I would say it's very subtle, it's a soft energy. It's usually very sentimental. It could deal with anything, situation, or person that we're emotionally invested in or that we truly care about. It's very artistic, very creative, very expressive, and it does deal with partnerships. The only downside to water is just like the tide, it ebbs and flows. It's in, it's out, it's up, it's down. There's a little unpredictable aspect to it, and it could also overwhelm. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with not only your power element, but a power card of yours. We have the beautiful Queen of Pentacles herself. Now, I like this card quite a bit. I always say when it comes to queens, they represent the internal aspect of the suit. We already spoke about it, the earthy, the routine, the stability, the work, money, finance. So this is great for money and the material aspects of life. And in my simple style, when we clarify, it could just tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. And again, it's not gender specific. But a big thing with the Queen of Pentacles is that internal security. She could represent motherhood. She could represent fertility, blessings, and abundance. So we like her quite a bit. Now, what's the downside of her? Sometimes, I don't want to say it's like analysis paralysis, but this energy can feel stuck in a loop, right? It can be a little bit of a stubborn energy. So we do want to keep a close eye on her because I think she could be very important. Now, that energy definitely does not stay stuck in a loop with how the energy progresses, especially when we get to the back end. But in the center, we have the Two of Swords, and we see this person there blindfolded, hoodwinked, two swords crossed. It's nighttime, there's a moon, a lot of symbolism of hidden, secrecy, even. Now, in the classical sense, the Two of Swords usually represents confusion, indecision, not knowing which way to go, not knowing what to do. So, again, I'm not saying you are, maybe someone you're connected to isn't seeing something clearly. But to me, I just call it a big card of the unknown, right? So I think of the unexpected. I think of the surprising. I think of things that aren't on our radar. When this card shows up in reverse, yeah, it can be like thought spirals sometimes. And obviously, when it comes to hidden things, sometimes it could be good, sometimes not. So we just need to see, right? It could just show us something that's coming in that's not on the radar yet. So we'll see what's up with that. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Death card. And I always say, don't get nervous about this card. And I always like to mention that you see, like, if you ever see a tarot reader or like somebody reading cards in a show, like 9 times out of 10, they're pulling this card, like, ooh, scary death card. Now, of course, it could represent endings. Yes, it's a karmic type of energy as well. So maybe there's some karmic energy we want to look at. But the death card to me is more about change. It's more about metamorphosis, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, or how a caterpillar goes into a cocoon and it becomes a butterfly. So I think of metamorphosis and transformation with this card. But could it represent endings? Yeah, it can. It could represent the close of one cycle and the opening of another. But it's not truly like a 10 of swords type of ending when I see the death card, believe it or not. And maybe that's because I'm optimistic. Sometimes death can also represent when things start popping back up too, believe it or not, especially in the reverse form. So I think it could be good, especially if we're looking at change or like universal karmic energy. But it could also sometimes represent things that are out of our hands. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that beautiful Queen of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Queen of Pentacles here? Why is the beautiful Queen of Pentacles here? Oh, all right. Maybe this is conversational, right? I think I like it. We really need to see how the rest of it goes, but we have the Eight of Wands in the upright. And normally, like to me, this is a fiery, hot back and forth, right? Eight of Wands is huge when it comes to speaking and communication. So for a lot of Capricorns in this time, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, your power card, and the Eight of Wands, this is like fired up type of energy, or it's like very direct and straightforward in how it communicates. Now, listen, I know a lot of beautiful Capricorns, do a lot of personal readings for you, beautiful Capricorns. Love the communication style because it's usually very straightforward. This feels a little extra straightforward, like no frills, like I'm going to say it how it is. So, could this be a serious or an important talk? Possibly. But this can also be motivation, right? The Eight of Wands isn't just talking, it's action, where it's like I'm fired up to do this, I'm motivated to do that. There's like this burning hot intensity that's pushing me forward. So if you have outlets for that type of energy, beautiful, whether it's like physical activity, creative activity, conversational activity, because I feel for a lot of Capricorns, you might be holding on to a very, very intense internal energy in this time. So again, yeah, we could be looking at a serious or an important talk here, or just someone getting ready to make a move. That's how it feels to me. Like there's a lot of potent energy inside. Let's keep going. And like we do have a nice balance, right? Like now we have all the elements out here. That's totally cool because one thing feeds into the next and they offset each other. But it just feels very, very intense. So again, whether it's your communication style or that burn within you to get something done or make a move, take an action. Let's keep going, because we might get more conversational energy as we move along, especially moving into the Two of Swords. But yeah, it's intense, my friends, very intense. So what is the Two of Swords about? Double twos. Okay. All right. So this energy, it feels a little bit like a disturbance in the force, if that makes sense, where it's like, all right, well, nothing's like wrong, but something feels off. Like something just doesn't feel right. Maybe that's what this motivation is about, where it's like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to address it. So we are going back to this conversational talk type of thing, where it's like, listen, I don't want no secrets. I don't want no hidden things. Let's just get it all out on the table. That's kind of the energy that's picking up to me. Now, the Two of Pentacles, remember, very early on, we had this card. And what was I saying about it? It reminds me of the Two of Pentacles. They were very similar. In their best case scenario, they could be balanced, but they can also be very, very busy. So with the energetic intensity I'm picking up, the double twos cutting down the center with this Two of Pentacles in reverse under the Two of Swords, it's like my intuition is trying to tell me something, that there's more to a story, that there's more detail I need to know. So again, I'm not sure if this is a work thing, a personal relationship thing. You might feel that little disturbance, or that something is off, or that there's a missing piece of information. So watch out for secrecy or secrets. But now it makes sense with what I'm seeing here in the front with the straightforward conversation or the serious or important talk, where it's like, all right, well, listen, I feel like I'm missing context. I feel like I'm missing details. Let's just get it all out there. That's how this feels to me. It's like I'd rather know it all than, yeah, it's just putting everything on the table. We're going to keep going. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that could be a very good thing, very healthy thing. But then again, I have a lot of Aries and Scorpio placements, so I usually think that's the best communication style, where it's like, not straightforward, no frills. We're just going to get it all out there. So we do still have this important, serious talk coming about. Let's see what the death card has. Let's see what that has. Yeah, and watch out for the secrecy, right, with this combination in the center. Because remember, twos can also represent partnerships, connections, people around us. So with that, it's like, someone's not telling me the whole story, or there's more detail. I need to know everything. It's like one of those. So let's go in on death. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Thank you. All right. So we have the Ten of Pentacles in the upright underneath the Death card, which this could actually be a very good positive shift in a dynamic or a very good change. Like, so the Ten of Pentacles is one of the most positive cards in the whole entire deck. It could deal with home, it could deal with family, living situations, of course, but it is one of the best cards, especially in the upright. I think of it as like wins, victories, blessings. So with Death and the Ten of Pentacles, could this be something that is perceived as a negative actually going the positive way for you, or something that you thought was going to wind up rough, but oh, okay, that's a win in the end. It does feel like it could be a potential payoff in the end. So whether you're feeling neutral right now, dealing with a rough situation, even if you're dealing with a good one, it's like the energy pays off in the end. We do have this shift happening here. But this is a slow mover. That's the only downside with the Ten of Pentacles. Like, it's not the fastest. It's like, all right, it's taking some time for all this energy to shift out. It's like a slow change, a slow metamorphosis. And for some of you, you might be more comfortable with that. But I would say this, if this is advice from Spirit, they could be saying like, hey, if there's anything you're trying to shift or change in this time, slowly, one foot in front of the other, not too fast, not too rapid. Take your time. So I think this could actually be good. Like, if we are talking about an ending with the Death card, this could absolutely be a happy ending or a payoff of some kind. So I like how that goes. It feels different than all this stuff we have up in front, because this is all very conversational. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, beautiful Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Wands in the upright. Now, I did say for a lot of Capricorns, picking up a very intense internal energy in this time. So whether you're very motivated, whether you're straightforward to the point, saying it how it is, the serious, important talk shows up here as well. It's ready to get something done. It's ready to make some action, make some moves, right? And to me, it just feels very no frills, straightforward to the point. For a lot of you, this could be great for motivation, but with this internal intensity, you might need some sort of outlet for it all. In the center, we have the Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Sure, like with this, could it be a surprising, unexpected talk? Yes. But to me, it's more so a feeling, like a disturbance in the forest. Like, I feel like I'm missing information. I feel like I need more detail when I look at it. So again, watch out for secrecy. If you have the feeling that someone's not telling you the whole side of the story, I mean, this energy is like, let's just get it out on the table, whatever it is. I'd rather have an uncomfortable truth than a comfortable falsehood. Moving to the back end, we have the Death card with the Ten of Pentacles. All in all, this could be a very positive change. It does urge a slow, meticulous type of movement forward. This could be a happy ending or a payoff. So I think it ends up well. We just have this conversational energy in the front. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get you one shadow card here. What's in the shadows for Cappy? Thank you. Cool. Queen of Swords. So this does fit that conversational type of energy that I was picking up, because the Queen of Swords, again, we have another queen here, could be an air sign you're connected to, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But with her, she's a little different, and it fits this bill exactly, almost, because the thing I always say about the Queen of Swords, she is honest to a fault. She is straightforward. She's very smart, intelligent. So if this is an energy you're stepping into, it's great. Super analytical, and it's strategic in how it moves. And she's just very blunt, right? Like, this energy is no frills. Like, I'm going to say it like it is. And that seems to be a theme we're picking up here. Now, I will say this, the downside of her, she can be a little hurtful with the words. So again, watch out for conversations that get a little hurtful, whether it's coming from your end or someone else's end. There is a way to be honest without being hurtful. And that's the balance we try to strike when it comes to this Queen of Swords, because she can be very cold sometimes. So I would watch out for that. But we're just going to put her down right there, Capricorn. That's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must-have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's two simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.